This is part 2 of Brock Law just taking away the due process from the Canadian people. We have email communications, and the email communication is between the client, the Canadian, and Brock Law themselves. So there's no excuse for any lawyer not to be responding to reasonable questions from the actual client. Let's see how they do here. They don't do very well, but take a look at it. Okay guys, so here we are with Brock Law and some communication, or I should probably say lack of communication, because they refuse to respond to any of this. So just to show you what we did here. Now keep in mind, Patrick has the money to pay Royal Bank out through a private lender, and of course they're asking for proof of ownership of the debt. Something very simple that a lawyer should understand. So here we are, we basically let them know that, okay guys, we are taking care of the case because we were Patrick's hired representatives. We are their chosen agent, and it is a basic human right to be able to choose your own agent, obviously. And obviously your adversary does not get to choose who your agent is. That's for sure, that's common sense. So, what we ask them is, this is a very important part of it. The conveyance condition is as follows. This is us asking for proof of ownership of the debt. It is called a conveyance condition. We have the money, we'd like to hand it over to you, but you must satisfy this condition, simply proving you are still the rightful owner of the debt. So I'm going to take the time to actually read this to you. So it says, due to the fact RBC stated in the agreement they were contemplating selling the debt from the date the contract was signed, please locate the original wet ink signed loan document, not a photocopy, and prepare for inspection accompanied by a sworn affidavit by a chartered accountant verifying the debt was not sold and still appears on the RBC's accounting ledgers as an asset. In this email, we even went to the trouble of putting a link that proves that debts are bought and sold every day as a common business practice within the banking industry and finance industry. So what they sent back was this. This is typical lawyer stuff. We will not be responding to UnitedWeStandPeople.com because they're attempting to use arguments, theories that have no foundation. The debt has not been sold. So if it has no foundation, why are they even saying that debts are bought and sold? Because obviously if debts are bought and sold every day and they agree to that, well then obviously it's a reasonable request to ask for proof of ownership of the debt. So they continue to say, so basically they said, well, the debt has not been sold and it's owned by Royal Bank of Canada. Well then prove it. And keep in mind, the only entity that would know that is a chartered account. The lawyer doesn't have access to the ledgers, right? So here we are just looking at a situation where they are planning to bully the Canadian, and we're not going to let them do it. And keep in mind, they do this to everyone, okay? If you are a bank lawyer working on behalf of the bank, they expect you to take away. The bank expects you to take away, as a lawyer, the due process of the Canadian people. And due process is very simple. It is the right to ask reasonable questions, and you must get reasonable answers back. Okay? And if they feel it's unreasonable, they must deem it to be unreasonable. They must explain why it's unreasonable. So as we go further here, what we responded to this, them saying, oh yeah, no, the debt's owned, don't worry about it, right? We sent back explaining that. So this is what the client themselves sent. And keep in mind, I'm going to pause, you can pause this and read the whole video, whole emails, but I'm going to go over it pretty quickly because it says here, he's basically saying, no, I don't consent to change my agent. Why would I have to? I chose my agent and that's my basic human right. We also stated in their email, you stated, meaning the lawyer said, we will not be responding to UnitedWeStandPeople.com because they're attempting to use arguments, theories that have no foundation. So they need to explain why they feel that it's an unreasonable request and it has no bearing on it. So what we sent back was, are you aware debts are bought and sold as a daily business practice within the financial industry? Now, of course that is true. And of course, I mean, if they said no as a lawyer, they need to go back to law school. That's 101 law, that debts are assets that can be bought and sold. So furthermore, right here, let's take our attention right here. Furthermore, within the loan agreement, RBC's loan agreement, it states very clearly that they can sell the debt without informing me. And we actually looked it up. We actually looked up the RBC contract, and it states very clearly that they are going to be selling this debt, and they don't have to tell you. All right. Now, when we take a look at all that and put all that together, we are expecting a response from these people, right? And once again, I'll go a little bit further here. This response here, it says, the debt has not been sold and is owned by the Royal Bank. Well, I mean, then prove it, right? Like, then prove it, right? And when it comes down to it, all of this stuff we asked them, we said, you stated that, he owes you a per diem. And we mentioned here, no, we don't owe you a per diem. That would be unreasonable because you have not provided proof of ownership of the debt, and we were asking for it, and there's nothing wrong with that. So all this whole email, guys, goes unanswered. They didn't answer the client's questions, nothing. He asked for, the actual contract he signed. They did not respond to him. It says right here, please provide a copy of the RBC agreement. So there's absolutely no response. So what do? Instead of just answering the questions and going further, they decide to send a statement of claim just to scare them. It's called a bully tactic. They're not going to answer any questions, yet they're going to send him a statement of claim. Now we take a look at the statement of claim, and it's very interesting because there is no lawyer taking responsibility of this. It says, if somebody is actually taking the time to put together a statement of claim, why would they not want to let anyone know what lawyer's taking care of it? So no big deal. We read through all of this, and as UnitedWeStandPeople.com, we did the defense for free, no problem. And here's a statement of defense. So we sent a statement of defense very clearly putting them to the task of proving that they own the debt. And here's our defense that we already filed and everything at the courthouse. Okay, guys, no communication to the Canadian people. That is ridiculous. So don't miss part 3. It's coming up. We have recordings of us calling their office Brock Law. And what an absolute joke. Lie after lie after lie. Listen to this. You're going to love it. See you next time. Don't forget to complain. Now, don't forget to complain. It's very important for us to unite and them see that. So just look down in the description. It's going to tell you exactly how to complain and how you will be entered into this group actively seeking to access their birth certificate bond. Keep in touch. Keep looking. We've got lots more to tell you. You guys have a great day.